ready for it?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
In about a good 15, 20 seconds, I'm ready. Oh my God. Who left the gate open? It is yours truly, Benny Foster, with People Over Politics. Me and the Reimagined Mississippi team are excited to be back on the airwaves, live and direct, 90.1 FM WMPR. Oh, we're going to put a little clean in the cycle. Mr. Clean. That's right. Something in the milk ain't clean, Jackson, Mississippi. I say something in the milk is not clean. I'm live in the studio, and I want you guys to work with me tonight because I have a few special guests coming in, calling in. We're going to talk about some of these resources that are available in and around the Metro Jackson, Mississippi area. That's right. We got a ton of resources in and around Jackson, Mississippi, that if you don't know, you don't know. For those that need to know a little bit about who I am, that are out there listening in 90.1 FM WMPR land, I want you to know that I'm a native of Jackson, Mississippi. Originally born in Madison, Mississippi, tragic house fire led me and my family to Jackson, Mississippi. We landed over there off Sunset Drive, 2 doors down from the Strip. That's right, Moonbeam, Mr. B's. You know what it is, Stardust. That's right, those of you that know, you know. That's that IYKYK that you see them putting on social media. Live and direct here today, I want you guys to understand that it's time. That's right, the roosters are coming home to roost. Yes, the great veil, the curtain, where all of the witchcraft, where all of the magic tricks, where all of the, we off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. You know, I love the way that story, near the end, the little dog kept trying to get to the curtain, and they was trying to stop the dog from getting to the curtain. The dog got to the curtain, and he pulled back this curtain, and there was the wizard, making all this noise, all this huffing and puffing. And when Dorothy landed in the land of Oz, I'm talking about the Wizard of Oz. I'm not talking about Bewitched. I'm not talking about the other one that they did, the Wiz. I'm talking about the Wizard of Oz. I'm talking about the original, the Uncho Cinco. I'm talking about the original, right? And that dog pulled the curtain back, and the wizard was back there making all that noise. Wizard was back there making all that noise and doing all that. And it was so funny. Come on in here, sir. Come on in and sit on this side. We got a guest coming in at about 5:30. We got a guest calling in at about 5:15. Got brother Tim Mays in the building, box office 7 studios. He got some important information he gonna share tonight. So I'm interviewing about 3, maybe 4 people tonight that have been doing good in the hood, and you had no idea that they existed. Let me tell you why you didn't have no idea. Because when Dorothy landed in Oz, all she heard was about the witch, and she had landed on the witch, and oh no, she in trouble now because she landed on the witch. She had offended somebody. Time she hit the city, they tell her, oh no, you done messed up. And then here comes the sister, and the sister wants the slippers, and the slippers on Dorothy. And then they tell her the only way you're gonna get some help is you gotta go to this great all-powerful wizard. And then all of a sudden, the follow the yellow brick road began. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow road. But then they say, aha, be careful, Tim. Be careful of the lions, the tigers and bears. Oh my. They made a whole song out of it, bro. And she started skipping off. Follow the yellow brick road. And she said, be careful. So all these things happened, and the girl just landed there. So it kind of reminds me when I landed back in Jackson. Some people didn't know I was from here already. Some people didn't know that I knew who some of the players were. Some people thought I was just a new face trying to get in the game. You know, when you out there doing your thing, you may be rolling dice or you may be playing some tump or some spades and somebody new show up and you have no idea who that person is. Mm-hmm. And you may just very well think that you know it all and there ain't nobody new gonna beat you. Well, guess what? Everybody new to you ain't new to the game. So I knew something was going on when they told me that I need to follow the yellow brick road in order to get something done. I knew something was wrong, Tim, when they told me, you got to be careful of the witch. You got to be careful of this. You got to be careful of that. Matter of fact, I had somebody told me I need to be careful of making sure that I don't make the people that got the money mad. Make sure I don't say nothing. Go ahead, Tim.
But you do have to be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Why, Tim?
Because it seems after further research, then people like who they like, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to galvanize the people who haven't been galvanized. Yeah, because it's a work. People have feel like it's not gonna matter,
It's already done.
But ultimately, what I want to do is I want to talk about.
Let me introduce
one of the things.
Let me introduce
about. What we want to try to reimagine Mississippi.
Let me introduce it. So my man right here, I got to talk about you a little bit. I met him some years ago before I even knew about a people over politics or reimagine Mississippi. And I met him because he was giving back to a young lady that was doing a fashion show. And I had met the lady and told me she was doing a fashion show. Somebody told her about me. I was on the radio. I was on TV a few times talking about doing what I do with the youth. Mm-hmm. And she said, come by this studio. You're going to meet this guy named Tim. So I got there and she was practicing for her modeling show, which was a powerful, beautiful show. I love that show. I love what Bree do with that show. And shout out to Bree. And I met Tim, man. And then Tim and I began to talk to some people and invite some people over and began to really look and see how we could be able to do some things. And I walked into this building. This man had a full-fledged studio, got a full-fledged movie studio in the heart of Jackson, Mississippi. And some of y'all didn't even know that. So now Tim is here today with some awesome news. He's always been helping people. Matter of fact, he helped me in more ways than one. I ain't going to talk about that, but he's been giving a lot of advice and a lot of wisdom and a lot of expertise to some people just because these are people that are being led to call me or reach out to me or even reach out to a Reimagine Mississippi team. And so with Tim here tonight, Tim, you got some exciting news that you need to share. Can you share that news right now?
Yeah, well, one of the things that we want to do when we talk about reimagining Mississippi is we want to be, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, bro.
Good to see you. What we want to do is we want to try to, be an example. If you can't provide an example of what you're going to do beforehand, then there's no reason to do it. There's no reason to believe that people are going to do it. We have a film that we're producing where we have Hollywood star Omar Gooding coming to town.
Omar Gooding.
Definitely.
Take a pause for the claws. pause for the cause and clap wherever you are. Omar Gooding is
Definitely.
coming to the city. Amen. Keep going. Tim.
Definitely. We've been blessed to be able to get him to come and participate in a film that's Jackson, that's homegrown, that's Mississippi made. It's not a production studio coming in and doing production for the benefit of the tax breaks from Hollywood. You know, no, this is Mississippi producing our own films. All right. So what we want to do is, you know, put on exhibition what our imagination for Mississippi is. Now, if you can get behind that,
come on,
we can do more of it. You know,
yes, sir.
Part of the problem in Jackson is that we don't have a good self-image. We feel like we're behind in everything. Now, here's an opportunity to support something and a campaign that has other ideas.
I love it, Tim. Wait, we got a call on there. 1 second. Caller, you're on the air. You tap and tune into People Over Politics.
Oh,
hold on.
Thank you.
Which one? Park one. Caller, you're on the air. You tap to tune into People Over Politics. How can we help you, sir? Ma'am?
It's sir. This is your little brother said, man. Just calling to check in and see how things are going.
What's going on, said Lewis, man? I don't know if you're listening in. I know you down by Chicago way, but I got my man Tim in the building. He just announced that we have a film coming to the city of Jackson with the Hollywood star Omar Gooding. You know him from Baby Boy. You know him from so many other movies. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, man, but we had you calling in, so we just wanted to pause for the cause and see what you had on your mind, man.
Man, I just want to know you're doing all right, man. How you trending? I've been following you to see how your campaign is going. You know, I'm pulling for you if I could vote. But I can't in Mississippi. I'm voting in Illinois, but I just want to see how you're doing, bro.
You can pray for me. How about that? Keep me in your prayers, brother.
Always.
And I'm so excited to get this call from you, man, on the air, man. We are literally, you have the link to listen in. Hopefully, I think you're in one of those group chats that I sent the link out to. Definitely listen in, man. Chime in where you can and keep us in your prayers. See, it's always good to hear from a fellow Mississippian that has Mississippi on their heart, man. Much love to you, bro. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
I love you too, bro. Take care.
Much love, much love. So,
peace.
So Tim, tell us, how did this come about, man? Tell us a little bit more about Box 7 Studios and why you have been working behind the scenes to bring such a thing to pass for the state of Mississippi.
Well, first of all, you know, you have to identify some of the issues that's going on in the city.
Yes.
You know, I've done my time in the city. I worked at Freelines. I worked at various different institutions, the Jackson Advocate. Mm-hmm. I worked for, you know, culturally the city, you know, mm-hmm. and I've seen that, you know, some of the things that we think that other cities have that makes them better, and we have to go and try to go and get that. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should bring some of that over here, you know, and that's all we're trying to do. Just trying to do is show you that, you know, if people really was focused on a thing, it would come to pass.
Anything.
It just really, it's just basically what a rubber meets the road. If you really focused on trying to give an outlet to children and youth other than what's already here, if you want to try to develop other industries, other streams of income, then here's an example of how we can do it. You know, if you really are trying to give hope, then yeah, this is a way to give hope. We're doing it. We're showing you that, listen, if you want more of this, help us give you more of this. Everybody doesn't have to be a rapper. Everyone doesn't have to be, you know, a singer. I mean, you can be. I ain't knocking it, you know, but I think people would like to, you know, do some other stuff too.
So Tim, a lot of people don't know, but I've done some acting myself, even in the movie Sinners that has won all kind of awards. My man, Kevin, Hollywood Williams, and myself, we literally have done a lot of background. Kevin, much more than me. Shout out to him, by the way. Great guy, Kevin Hollywood Williams. If you know him, let him know we shout him out on the radio. He's a movie star in my book. Next time you see him, ask for his autograph. but he got me into this whole background acting thing. And we're in that movie Centers in that train scene and a few other scenes. And I love the whole idea of writing something down as a script and then presenting it as a visual and showing people what you wrote down. And that's the power that we need for our young people. So I want to ask you, what type of opportunities will the young people have? What kind of opportunities will, say, someone that have been doing even skits on social media, what kind of opportunities would they have? Will there be casting? Will there be some background positions available? Can you share with them? Because me, myself, I love it. Know that this takes money. They feed us. Sometimes they even put us up. So there are a lot of things that are going into this. And so while you may just think Tim is coming on saying we got Omar Gooding coming, and you think that's it, understand that a lot of time, effort, money, and relationship currency has been put into this. But Tim, please share with them, how can they get involved? Is there a number? Is there a website? Is there a social media page they can follow? Look for a flyer. Please share with them now.
Yeah, you can email your headshots to boxoffice7studios@gmail.com.
Say that again.
Boxoffice7studios with an S @gmail.com.
Is there a flyer or anything that can be available? Guys, I want you to begin to follow wherever you are, where you're watching. If you have an Instagram, follow the Impact channel on Instagram, _Impact_channel. I will post the flyer there with the Box Office 7 student. Even if it's just me putting an image up with the email, I will have that on my page today. Okay, Tim? What? If you got social media they can follow you under as well, sir, at the time? Are you building it?
Yeah, we do. Box Office 7 Studios.
Box Office 7 Studios. Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Box Office 7 Studios on Instagram, as well as the Impact channel. I want you to stay tuned because I'm not just going to be sharing his information. I'm going to be sharing other people's information as I work with them, as I support them. This spring and summer, we're going to need all hands on deck. We're going to need all hands on deck to be able to offer stuff for our youth and our young adults. That's why I'm doing this all hands on deck clarion call show tonight, to let you know what these resources are. Okay. So I thought we had a caller. So you guys know Zach Service. He's in here with me. We be rising and flying. This ain't a ride or die situation. This is a rise and fly situation.
Amen.
We be in here every Wednesday, breaking this down, letting you know about, how you can put people over politics. And it's not going to be so political tonight, because I think that's the problem. When you say politics, people begin to act funny. They begin to act different. Matter of fact, you can say you're getting political because it begins to look political. Well, guess what? If we really going to put the people over politics, we're going to break off these resources for y'all tonight. I'm in the room right now with 4 giants that are in the arena of youth resources, youth programs, youth intervention, prevention, music, audio, video, film, reentry programs, dealing with youth that are in trouble, youth that have gotten out of trouble, youth before they can get in trouble. There is a ton of resources in this studio right here, right now, and you're going to hear from all of them tonight. Tim, I got one more question for you right quick, and then we're going to slide over to my man, Zach Service, and you guys didn't know who Zach really was and what Zach really got going on. And it's crazy because Zach, a lot of people just thought you was just somebody running for mayor, but they got to understand that there's a background to every person that steps up. I could have had Tim on the radio tonight, and Tim could have been talking about politics, and he could have been talking about it, but you don't realize that Tim has Box Office Studios, and he got Omar Gooding now coming to the city of Jackson, to the state of Mississippi for a film. And now here's your opportunity to be a part. The call-in number is 601-948-5950. If you want to contact us directly with People Over Politics, that number is 601-868-5557. You can text us and we'll call you if you don't want to discuss on the air whatever it is that you feel like is on your heart from tonight. Tim, real quick, I want to ask you this, bro. How long have you been in the film, the movie industry, entertainment industry, and what got you involved? What got you involved, and why do you feel like this is a platform that can save a lot of our youth and keep them from getting in trouble, jail, or death?
Well, there's money in it. But ultimately, you want to be able to tell your own stories. You know, everybody doesn't have to do the same thing. You know, everybody crouched up around the same little fire when there's other things you can be.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It's like it's one fire that people see. Not that there's not other fires, but everybody trying to get the heat from that one fire.
Yeah.
And tell me if I'm wrong. In music, you don't just have the artist. Zach, you can jump in on this too. You got the producer, you got the writer, you got the engineer, you got the promoter, you got the manager, you got all these different people, but yet why is it that we want to hold the mic and we want to be the one stand up on couches pouring out $300 bottle? I mean, $300 bottle liquor. The liquor costs about $65. They just charge you $300 in the club. I mean, why is it that everybody want that position?
Some sort of fame, attention is a drug, So
Attention is a drug.
Yeah. It is.
So we're going to give them tangible results, though, with the things that we're offering, right?
Definitely.
Again, so Box Office 7
Studios.
number 7, right?
Yeah,
Box Office number 7 Studios on Instagram. Make sure you tap into the Impact channel on Instagram, and I'm going to make sure that I put up his email so you can say what you want them to send. Headshots, resume.
If you got that,
Or they got any history,
any
experience, any questions?
Yeah, any questions? If that's the contact.
And this is not the last time we're going to talk about this, all right?
Absolutely not.
All right, you tapped and tuned in to People Over Politics every Wednesday, 5 to 6 p.m. We come in and we tell you how we're going to actually bring change to the state of Mississippi. And you just heard from my man, Tim Mays, with Box Office 7 Studios. He's bringing Omar Gooding to the state of Mississippi.
And others.
And others.
And others.
Yeah. To the state of Mississippi.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about my co-host over here, Zach Service. He's been coming in. A lot of you didn't know that Zach did music. And when I say he did music, he's a producer, he's a writer, he's a sound guy. He does it all. And those are one of the best ones that can actually, artists they different.
Yes, we are.
They weird, but the weird one always wins. I'm talking to myself because I'm an artist / producer, all that myself. I've done all that, shows.
You know why we like the weird one? You know why we
What?
like the weird one?
What?
Because ones that's not weird like to be entertained.
That's so true.
He said the ones that are not weird like to be entertained. So let us be your muse tonight.
Yeah.
Zach, tell me how you got involved with the music. Tell me some of the highs and lows. And I think you may even have something queued up. I'm not sure. I thought I heard something.
Yeah,
I thought you said, no, boy, I've been in this game for a minute. When you go out and go talk to the producer, I know something going on.
Click.
Tell them how you got started, man. Give us a high and a low, and tell us where you are with everything tonight. And I've heard some of your music, man. It's fine.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I've still got folks saying that you and I need to collab on something. We still got to get something put together.
Hey, air and opportunities. Let's get it.
So for those who don't know, I was born in Oakland, California, suburb of there, raised mainly in Fort Worth, Texas, and I've lived my entire adult life here in Mississippi, right in the Jackson area, and most of my time in Jackson. And for me, music and ministry have always been my two biggest passions. When I was a child, I wrote my first poem at 5. I wrote my first song at 6. I started learning guitar at 7, and I got my own guitar at 8. And I began to work on my own things. I taught myself by ear. I cannot read music. One day maybe I will, but right now I don't know how. And then I learned how to play keyboard. Then I learned about 5 years ago how to play drums from my guy Darius Hill. Shout out Darius, one of the best drummers out here. Guy got the Holy Ghost on every lick he can do, every fill. Great guy. And for me, making hip hop music was something new. I started at 14 years old. My dad bought an EP from our youth pastor, and we liked it. I listened to it. I loved it. It stirred some up in me. And then one day I was playing my keyboard, and the Holy Spirit spoke to me in my heart and said, "If I asked you to rap, would you do it?" And I said, Are you asking? Yes. I said, yes, I'll do it. So
Whole conversation.
from there, I turned on the
I love
local station, and I think the new Drake joint was playing, like the motto or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he had out during 2014. It was one of his hit stuff, and I just started learning about hip hop. And then from there, I pursued it as an adult and in ministry. I've been doing ministry since I was a kid. I was praying for folks. I was teaching. I led worship my first time at 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I always had a trajectory of knowing that I wanted to do music, and I knew I wanted to be a youth pastor. So fast forward to 18, 19 years old, when I moved out here, one of the first things I did was I was a youth pastor, a youth director for a church off Clinton Boulevard. And I was also doing street ministry with a street group called Team Go Urban Ministries. And we would do music, evangelism, mimes, dancing, storytelling. We would feed folks with Thomas White on the park, the lady who's over at the Jackson Resource Center at the park. And we would actually host
Miss White. Shout out to Miss White.
Thomas White. And I was very saddened to hear about the resources that were already allocated for the tiny home bills to be rescinded. I hope that they're going to find those resources elsewhere to get to that project.
Yes.
It's been years in the making.
Yes.
I was with her. I still have the binder at my home for the vision for the resource center when she was still just praying on it. And now it's a reality, which is why I know that tiny home village will become a reality one day as well.
Wrote it down. Made it plain.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Back in 2-2.
There it is.
Yep. So went from doing the street ministry to and I actually got a label offer from a major label doing my music, not a Christian label, one of the big ones.
Yeah.
And because of it being a 360, I turned it down. I didn't want an opportunity to compromise.
Hold on, pause for the call.
Yeah,
for those that are listening,
you got to pause for a minute.
360
Right there.
is where basically they offer you a contract and they own you.
Everything
about you, your likeness, your
Wait,
image.
hold on. You talking to the entertainment channel?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
So it's 360 when they're basically getting some of everything that you do.
Yeah.
It's not that they're getting all the money.
No,
It's
not
like
all of
no,
it,
it's
but they
like
get
'cause if
paid
they
off
do it,
everything you do.
Like if you do a show, they want some of that when
Yeah.
really that is.
Booking,
You
all
got a
that.
book.
They want
They
everything.
want that.
But usually that's just your money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So when they start tapping into your extracurricular activities, this is when it's 360.
Absolutely.
It's everything.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So that's when it's everything. But that's why we're here.
yeah.
You know what?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's why he turned it down, people. All money ain't good money. And sometimes they'll give you this signing bonus.
Advance.
They may give you $250,000, but you already owe that before you even take it.
Yes, because it's a loan.
It's a loan.
And see, now that we are more educated in the music business than we were before, we understand these things. We know not to take too much money because we want to try to recoup.
That's
You
right.
see, and then get out of the deal and then be able to go independent. You know, but I think I always advise artists what you need to do is you need to enjoy the ride. You know, if you enjoy the ride, then you'll get there and you'll be happy. You know, not look for the deal.
There's so many children that may want to do music, and all I want to do is sing. All I want to do is do music.
Yeah.
All I wanna do. But every song that you produce should have something called the ISRC code.
Yeah.
And when I used to try to share this information with artists, a lot of them could care less. But those of you that understand business, that ISRC code identifies that song. It is like the song, the single's social security number. And when you give birth to that song, that ISRC code is how the money is traced back to who the money is supposed to come back to. So a lot of artists didn't even have their writers, didn't have their publishers, one registered with ASCAP, BMI, one registered with anything.
But see, there's no real organization, organized situation for people to go to understand these things.
Yeah.
You know,
Purposely, you
now
think?
I know one guy named Maximus Wright. He's doing whatever he can
Yeah.
in
To
the
let
city.
people know.
And you know, he's been doing whatever he can. And other people, you know, Lakeisha Heidelberg and others around the city, they've been trying to do what they can. But if we had like a structural system in place where people can come and get educated, then you can know what these percentages and how to make money and still even be unknown.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's right.
saying?
Well, independent is the way to go, because back in the day, we coming back to you. Back in the day, you could create a CD or a tape, and then you have to go through a distribution company.
Yeah.
Now you can be your own distribution.
Yeah.
You can literally be an independent artist, and you can make more money through social media and being an independent artist. So Zach, I know you got something queued up. We got another special guest in the studio. We're going to give Zach
But before you go away from that, I just want to say one thing.
Quickly.
One thing to sum all that up. The question is do the people really want this type of thing?
Yeah.
Because this is what the election is about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So do you want this type of thing injected into Mississippi?
Well, it's here, but there's also, and here when I say this word, ignorance means not knowing.
Right.
Ignorance doesn't mean stupid.
But from a larger scale, having your congressman involved heavily in this genre. Our city.
Well, see, if it's something that is turning the economic status, turning children away from crime and violence, getting them more involved with more situations. I just got a call recently for someone that needed help with some students that don't learn like other students. Right. Now watch this. They're in a public school. I'm not going to say what system. Y'all ain't going to be saying I'm talking about somebody. I want y'all to hear this. But the school is not equipped to teach them. So here comes school choice again. If the parents had an opportunity to choose a school that could particularly reach and teach and encourage and motivate their child to learn, that means there would be an option that would be available for a parent that wouldn't normally have that opportunity. So everything goes back to your political leaders. Are they gatekeeping things that could help change the economy? Are they gatekeeping things that can help change a student's way of learning, which is now putting more, I guess I say, qualified people into the workforce? Capable people into the workforce. So the people need to know what's available. I think, Tim, to be honest with you, a lot of things have been not shared that are available.
Yeah. I mean, because people, when they get comfortable, they don't just do exactly like they would when they were hungry. So, I don't even think that people stay in charge of GM and Ford and all that for just long periods of time, because it's about innovation. It's about new ideas,
strategies, systems.
That's why they limit the president.
Yes.
This is why, you got to try to get the pulse of the people. You have to have the pulse of the people, unless the people are asleep.
So we need the pulse of the people then. People, give us your pulse, 601-948-5950. Zach Service, before you even knew that I knew you did music, because you did the video talking about call me on my track phone.
Yes, sir.
When you was running for office. And I say, this cat got some rhythm. This cat got some, he articulated well, he delivered well, he got some wordplay. I said, okay. And then I heard some more of your stuff because, Google Academy will take you where you want to be and let you see what you want to see if you just go to Google Academy and YouTube University. So what do you have for us? Why did you choose the song you want to play for us tonight? And tell us, how do you feel like music can change a child's life?
Yeah. So, what do you mean when you say, what do I have for you?
You got something queued up, right?
Oh, yeah. You talking about the song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying too hard, man. You can't skate around business.
Let's go. Look, if you want
what you got for us?
Look. I was sitting in the studio a couple months ago, late at night, just doing what I guess I call it visioning. What I call it, just
visioning. I like
sitting
that.
there, letting vision come to me, seeing what the Spirit of God is saying. And I just had an unction to pull up a beat that I have been sitting on for like 7 years, and I pulled it out and I played it, and just instantly I started having this little tune come to me. So I just started playing with it. I always have my microphone ready to go, so I pulled up my DAW. I started a reference track, and I started recording it, played it back. And by about 5 a.m. that morning, I had the song done. I recorded it, mixed it, mastered it, and I had started working on a couple more references after that. So it's mainly it's like a almost a pop record, but it's kind of like a West Coast, like DJ Mustard type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a song really predominantly towards my wife.
Okay.
But it's something you can dance to.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing
and obtains favor from the Lord.
That's right. Favor from God.
We don't have a lot of music you can get crunk to, music you can dance to that is promoting a positive image.
Come on, man. I turned the radio off.
Of relationship. And romance, you know, if it's romance, it's all about their body, something
the worst you can think of. The worst you can think of.
Yeah. So what I did was, this is a song that anybody could sing, but I literally have a line in it where I say, had my babies, you're a homegrown body. I see you, and I just go off topic like, hey, so y'all go here. Like, I'm talking about her as a mother, her as a woman of God, as a helpmate, as a partner.
All right.
And it goes hard.
I'm interested in seeing how that's constructed, how your lyrics are constructed.
Yeah.
Shot. So listen, before he play that song, he say, "Can I play the song, please?" So the producer's getting ready to play the song, and after that, we have none other than Joseph K. Holiday, No Greater Love, 501c3 in the building.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Play that song. Let's go. Zach Service.
World premiere.
Worldwide premiere.
Unreleased. Ain't even out yet.
Yeah.
Dropping May 9th.
Hey.
I can't wait. I want to know how you put these words, these lyrics together.
Yeah,
you know.
he does it. Are we gonna be able to hear it in here?
Not much.
I think we gotta turn the mics down. Turn the mic off. Turn the mic off right there. Right there, turn the mic off.
Been in the studio 6 years. I still get
Tossing my ass on the port side. One day I might have you sitting courtside. You know I've always been on your side. City boy link with a country girl. Get what I need when you touch me, girl. Found my queen without one referral. Baby, one day we gon' run the world. 817 to
I didn't know you were like that.
10 years later, I'm calling you mine. 5 kids later, you still looking fine. X-ray, and I'm in love with your mind. I know that we both took some time to heal. That's all done, it's time to build. Baby, it's our time for you. You know, I got it. You call my name, I'm on it. You ask, you got it. You pop the tag, 'cause I bought it. Yeah, you know, I got it. I'm Superman, I got it. No cap, if I'm honest. You're everything that I wanted. Yeah, you know, you got it. I know, you know, I know, you got it. You're everything that I wanted. Yeah, you know, I got it. You call my name and I'm on it. Yeah, you ask, you got it. That's with everything, you know, I got it. You call my name, I'm on it. You ask, you got it. You pop the tag, I'm on it.
Man,
That's all
listen.
you get. Can't get no
Listen,
more.
Man, listen, brother. Hey,
See?
listen, you engineered that or how?
Yes, sir. I recorded it. I
You didn't
mixed
know
it,
he
and I
had all
mastered
that, did you?
And I wrote
that's talent. That's
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah.
See, listen, man.
Right here in Jackson,
I'll
Mississippi.
have me. I'll get your stuff done too.
Yes,
y'all,
sir.
y'all better go look at them Jay-Z YouTube videos.
How can they get in
I'm just trying to
contact
help
with
you
Zach?
along now.
How can
I'm
they
just
get in
trying to
contact?
help you along.
Hey, if you want to contact me, if you want to follow the music, you can hit me up on social media. Zach Service, ZACH SERVIS. You can email me, ZachServiceBooking@gmail.com, ZACHSERVIS. And my phone number is out there too, 769-233-5969. And we can make something happen, man.
That's heavy, man.
Man, hey
That's
man, I'm
heavy.
proud of you, man. I love that. I love the music.
Yeah, I do.
And from one music artist, producer, been on things, man, that's talent. And the beautiful thing, and y'all don't miss this, he dedicated to his wife. See, yeah, man. So no, you know, you want people to know you got a girl. See all that stuff people be trying to put. No, it is time for something new.
Yeah.
God said, "Behold, I'm doing a new thing. It shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it?"
Yeah.
He said, "I make water in the desert." He said, "I make a way in the wilderness and water in the desert." So stop trying the same old stuff, thinking that it's going to do something more than what it's done in the past. It's time for some new stuff.
Yeah, let me
That-
say, let
good
me say
music,
this though.
real quick.
Yeah, that's definitely what we want to try to do. See, if you are interested in music, entertainment, the arts, this is what you want. This is the candidate you would like thinking about your craft, opportunities. You want funding. You want all of these different things that have been neglected, the infrastructure, so we can get our vision out. It's time for Jackson. It's time for Mississippi. Versus everyone. It's Mississippi and nobody else when it comes to this entertainment industry. We have to galvanize the talent, stop the talent, from leaving the home state and then use what we have that people see that we have of value. People see that we have the rebate. People see that we have all these opportunities, so then now they're coming. But we have to be able to tell our own stories, and we don't have to go to California, nor do we have to go to Atlanta in order to tell our own stories, in order for to be part of the industry, for you to make a decent living. We have all of this information sitting right here behind this candidate, so it's just one of the things, over a period of time, the candidate is also, Mr. Foster is also explained to you about all of the facts, all of the neglect. But here's some things that you can do positive, something that you can understand on your level. If you think that it's going to help, stop the violence, give kids hope, create a new industry within the city. If you can support that, then this is the candidate. This is the candidate. Now is the time. Otherwise, I don't know what anybody else is offering.
Well, see, this is what we have to understand. There is a spark in people, right? I have this thing called impact. Real quick, it's what inspires you. You have to master it. You discover purpose. You align it with the Word of God. You become creative and you transform, right?
Yeah.
But there's no transformation without a transaction.
Yeah.
You've got to give up something to get that new thing. You've got to give it up. And if any of you watch the movie called The Forge, which is about mentorship, that's why Joseph is here tonight. And we got about 15 minutes of funk that I want him to go in and share with you who he is and why he's doing what he's doing. No Greater Love. I met him when I first got back. He first got back. We got here around the same time. God is sending you help to show you the way, right? In the movie called The Forge, the guy had to give up golfing. The young man had to give up the game. It's something in your life that you got to give up and start spending time with these young people and show them the way. It doesn't matter what your past is. Joseph would let you know right now he has a riddled past. Can I say that word, Joseph? Absolutely. So I'm going to give you his number right now. Don't be asking for it at the end. 504-514-3441. No greater GAER love at gmail.com. I got Joseph K. Holiday in the building. My brother, it is good to have you here.
Good to see
Can
you,
you
sir,
please,
brother.
coming straight from the
Yes, sir.
New Orleans,
Yes, sir.
tell them, who is Joseph K. Holiday and how were you literally inspired to do what you're doing with No Greater Love?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you at 90.1 for having me tonight.
Shout out to
And shout out to everyone involved. And what you're doing, Benny, you've been a great friend and a great inspiration to myself since we first met. My name is Joseph Holiday, and that's Mr. Benny Foster articulated. I'm originally from New Orleans, the oldest of 7. And I grew up in that era of crack cocaine when we were first began to lose our younger generation to the fast life. So by the time I was 10 years old, I was selling crack cocaine. I was professional stealing with my parents, hustling with my parents.
Wait, Joe. You can't just slip nothing in like that. Now, you were hustling with your parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were selling crack
Let's unpack
cocaine
that.
with your parents.
Yes.
Have you ever thought back and realized how dysfunctional something like that is?
Absolutely. And it makes me empathize with up today, as you men in this room have articulated before. We all have realized that we don't have just a youth problem. We have a parental and a guardian problem.
Right.
And
Wait.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
Keep talking, man.
Yes.
I'm not gonna stop you no more, man. Keep talking.
And with that being said, I'm so passionate about young people because my misguidance and my misdirection from an early age led me to being incarcerated as a teenager, where I served over a quarter of a century of my life in a cell the size of your closet. So I ask the young people, every time you see your bathroom or you see your closet, you think about that and ask yourself, do you want to live in your bathroom or your closet for 23 hours a day for the next 25, 30 years or for the rest of your life? Because those are the consequences waiting on you for what's going on in this city and all across our country.
But the law says that people think of reward before they think of consequences. So
Yes.
that's a problem. That's
Absolutely.
a problem. They always think about, yeah, I'm gonna get away, and they never think about, no, I'm gonna get caught. You know?
Absolutely.
So, Joseph, let me ask you this, man. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If you need a youth speaker, and watch this, I do youth speaking. But if you need a youth speaker, No Greater Love is available. My wife Lisa and I were doing some mentorship down at Job Corps, right? Every week we went down. Nobody supported. Well, Pastor Greg Divinity sponsored us whenever we needed anything for them. Some of you got journals for those young people so they can write in their journals. But I brought down Brother Joseph and Brother Amos Ellis. I brought both of them down, and the guy was so blown away. He said they can come anytime. And so when things began to get busy for me, Joseph stepped up, and all I've gotten has been good reports. Now, a lot of people, hear this, a lot of people think it's a competition.
Yeah.
It's not.
There are enough children out here that need our help.
Absolutely.
And the more we work together, the more young people we can reach. Joseph, why do you feel like with your history and your ability to reach these young people, how do you feel about some of the roadblocks that have been put in front of you trying to reach these children since you've been doing what you're doing with No Greater Love?
Well, I feel that
Some of the red tape.
Some of the red tape and some of the roadblocks are natural because the word tells us that we're wrestling a spiritual warfare.
That's right.
Against evil principalities in high places.
Mm-hmm.
So the enemy wants to attack us and attack us by attacking our future, which is our children. So we have to realize, I love Jackson. I have met some beautiful people here, including you, Mr. Foster.
Appreciate you, man.
And I want Jackson to know, I believe, and I know we have all we need in the arsenal to win this war.
Yes.
But we have to get away from the separation and the things that divide us, and we need to look for things that'll bring us together. Common causes, and that common cause is our children, our youth, and our women.
Absolutely.
But you know what?
And our women.
People have to start liking themselves.
Absolutely.
That's so true.
You see, you need to like yourself before you can go love somebody else.
That's so true.
Okay, so people need to take self-inventory of the energy they putting out. Before you go and say, I'm committed to love everybody.
And Joseph, I believe that all the young people need is this thing called TLC. Time, love, and consistency.
They do.
How do you feel about that with what you're doing? I know that you have a book out. I want to make sure people know how to get your book. I want to make sure people know how to follow you. I want to make sure people know how to book you tonight. But this is one of the most, I guess, profound ways that I can show them or let them understand that you understand the formula that it takes. TLC, time, love, and consistency. Why are those? Time, meaning you got to show up. Love is really discipline. They need structure. That's what love is, structure and discipline. And then the consistency. Why are those three things important?
They are important because too many youth are dying only to realize that they had not yet lived. Mm-hmm. So we live in a society that are demonizing and warmongering our young people instead of complimenting them, finding their gifts and supporting them and meeting them where they are. And I have a strong message for the churches, not only in Jackson, but throughout America. If we look back during the ages when we were raising up and fighting slavery and coming into being freedom, the church was very instrumental in the foundation of how we came together and galvanized as a people.
So even if churches can just open up their fellowship hall,
absolutely,
and allow for programs, mentorship programs, boot camps, different things that we do, arrested
to rescue. Yes.
We're going to talk about the book, but we got a call on the air. Caller, you tapped and tuned in to People Over Politics. Talk to us.
Hey, I just heard about the book. I want to sponsor 2 books.
Okay.
No, make that 3.
3.
Make that 3. You could get 3 teams.
Okay.
Call in and express why we should be concerned with our community.
Yeah.
3 books on me.
So, Brother Amos, I'm glad you go ahead.
I know the show gonna go by quick, so make it 2 callers, 2 teams between 13 and 19. You can call in and talk about why we should be involved in our community. Those books that's written by Brother Joseph Holiday, I got them. All they got to do is contact you on the information on how to get the book.
If we run out of time, you can contact Joseph at 504-514-3441, or yours truly, Benny Foster, at 601-868-5557. Now, these people that I'm bringing on, we have something that we call relationship currency. And I want y'all to understand relationship currency when you've been through situations, you've been through trials, you've been tested. This brother that just called in, he heard me on the radio. And he literally called in and told me I could use his studio. So, Brother Amos, I thank you for allowing us to use the Charity Activity and Event Center. I tell you that all the time, man, but I appreciate you, all right?
One love.
One love. So that brother just called in and said he gonna sponsor 2 of Arrested to Rescue books by Joseph K. Holiday. Joseph, how much are your books and where can they find them? Can they find them online?
Yes, my books are $25 there on Amazon.com, at KDPAmazon.com, AmazonBooks.com. And Arrested to Rescue, I'm talking about the arrested social, spiritual, and psychological development of our young people in our community as a whole. And in my book, I'm also looking at not only how we have been arrested by certain behaviors and mindsets, but how we can rescue ourselves from this type of situation. And the way to rescue ourselves, as you mentioned, love, unity, collaboration, empathy. These are the things that we need to bring back. And you ask again, why is it so important about our youth that we're doing this and we need to work together? Because within the next 24 hours, Mr. Foster, over 1,439 teens will attempt suicide.
Wow.
Within the next 24 hours, 2,797 teenage girls will become pregnant.
My God.
Within the next 24 hours, 3,500 teens will run away. Within the next 24 hours, 15,000 teens will use drugs for the first time.
My God.
Within the next 24 hours, 2 teens will be murdered. Within the next 24 hours, 12 young people between the ages of 15 and 24 will die by suicide. Need I say more?
The numbers don't lie.
Can I say
Numbers don't lie.
something on that when you get
Sure.
started?
Numbers don't lie.
Right now, I have been in correspondence with a lady who lives here, right in Jackson, who attends a middle school here in Jackson. Her son, 14 years old, he was attacked in his back during school, and then a week later, he was jumped by 7 boys. And I have the videos on my phone right now.
Okay. We need to get in contact
and
with
they
them.
claim to be in a gang.
We need to get in contact with them.
I know.
Immediately.
Middle school. So these stats are not just numbers. This is real life right here in Jackson right now.
Okay.
And they're threatening his life.
So this is what we 601-868-5557. This is what we're doing. I mentioned the Charity Activity and Event Center. There is a restoration center on the south side, right over there off Raymond Road. There is another Charity Activity and Event Center, 195 Raymond Road. We will begin to open up those centers and meet parents and children that need our help. This will begin to be effective immediately. Again, 601-868-5557 is the hotline number for Reimagine Mississippi. And you can contact Brother Joseph for speaking engagement, events, or book signings at 504-514-3441. Please remember, We are here for you and your children. The show was different tonight because as we're changing and going into the spring and the summer, these young people minds began to shift. They began to get idle. They began to get excited over nothing. They carrying emotions around. They upset. They fearful. They dealing with a whole bunch of emotions inside. We have to be proactive and preventive. Again, let's get ahead of it. Let's have a productive spring and summer. Joseph Holiday is available. Tim Mays is available. Zach Service is available. And Benny Foster, your independent implementer, I am available to you. It's time to reimagine Mississippi and foster our future together. Thank you guys for listening tonight to People Over Politics. God bless.
Amen.
Omar Gooden coming to town.
Omar Gooden coming to town.
And Clifton Powell.
That was going in. Oh, Clifton Pinky. He don't like being called Pinky. I used to see him all the time. Yo, we want to do something soon. I was talking to Brother Amos today.
And Bubba Dub.
Like what we did last time.
Like a blessed blog and the boot camps and all that. We're going to start doing it on a regular basis. So I want you involved, all right?
Give me your number, bro.
Thank you, Zach. Zach, you should
Give me
listen,
your
yeah.
number, bro.
The information.
How you
about
doing?
this.
Doing good. Nice to meet you. Let's get you
I
going,
just found
bro.
out about it.
Appreciate you so
There you
much.
go.
Okay.
It just
I
happened.
want to
Okay.
send you my lead.
Hey, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Reach out. Let's go.